Ladies and gentlemen, whether you like it or not,
Greetings, peasants, it is I, your Empress, finally back after a rather extended and relaxing vacation. And I'm here to talk about an episode from this season. That being, naturally, the villain-centric episode, Frenemies. We begin with Grogar using the Eye of Sauron to try to spy on Celestia in the shower, but like all parents, he is interrupted by his annoying children.
I don't want to tattle on my good friend Tarek, but you might like to know he left food out. Again.
An accusation with which the terrifying Tarek responds with,
"Don't trust anything that nosy little Pegasus says."
and then Chrysalis decides to interrupt, but I'm not sure how effective her blocking his view is going to be with that hole in her leg. Still, I enjoy her "I'm so done with this" look. I've had that one myself more than a few times. As well as Grogar's anger expression when you're being interrupted when you just want some peace. So, as punishment, he sends them to bed without any supper, which was really a shame for Cozy Glow because she wanted to share her arts and craft project. Still, not to be deterred, Cozy goes to annoy Tarek as he tries to get swole, as well as spy on Chrysalis as she auditions to be the next log woman in the new season of Twin Peaks. Chrysalis tries to scare away with whatever the hell this face is, but it turns out her weakness is cupcakes, which I'm going to have to remember for the future. She also gives new meaning to the expression bug eyes as she glares at Tarek, who is trying to suck her essence. There are so many dirty jokes here, I don't know where to begin. But again, Cozy Glow interrupts the proceedings as she tries to find a way for them all to work together. Which leads to...
I think I know a way that we can grow. Time to try something new, something better.
a song, because of course it does. Credit where it's due, I do like the tango melody, I just don't care for songs in general. Although it seems Chrysalis has found something she cares about quite a bit. There's also a little bit of child abuse thrown in there, and that's always fun to see. And I have to admit this expression on Chrysalis is far too cute for its own good. Then, proving he's actually quite a hero, Grogar comes in to break up the song and chain them all to the wall. I mean, that sounds like a good time to me, but what do I know? He then tells them to go get a magical cowbell because he has a fever and that's the only prescription. He then says something that quite honestly baffles me.
The bell cannot be destroyed. So Gusty hid it in a place it has taken me millennia to discover. An enchanted cave high atop Mount Everhoof.
So it took him millennia to find this cave on something called Mount Everhoof, which, if it's anything like its real-world counterpart, is probably a well-known tourist destination. So it took him this long to find it? Doesn't seem very threatening to me, is all I'm saying. Or maybe he did find it early and he just didn't want to deal with the literal crap the hikers probably left there. Or it's probably protected by magical winds, and I'm sure that's an option too. Something Chrysalis confirms as she tries to get up the mountain by herself. Well, at least she gets to go all badass on the weird eye creatures in the forest, so there's that.
As if anything on this mountain is scarier than I.
On her journey up the mountain, Kozio comes across this pony, whose name is...
Oh, Rusty Bucket here, at your service.
Rusty Bucket. I swear some of these names are just parents being cruel. Which I actually do approve of, but he's very lucky he actually found the Rusty Bucket to go along with his name. And it's so ridiculous it's turning Cozy Glow into Eric Cartman.
Are you kidding me?
Back to Chrysalis, and we get a very nice montage of her actually using her shape-shifting powers in creative ways to get up the mountain.
Apparently, I don't need any pony else.
But she just can't quite make it. And back with Cozy Glow, she continues her descent into becoming Cartman.
Ponies are supposed to do what I ask them to do. It's like my thing, okay?
With delicious results. And while all of this is going on, Tarek decided instead of climbing the mountain, he's going to make himself a nice little campsite. And for once, I'm not making that up.
You didn't make it to the top either.
I didn't try to.
News, which makes Cozy Glow finally go full Cartman.
Oh, screw you guys. I'm going home.
And then this thing shows up. And then another one shows up. Fortunately, this one is female, and they want to fight in a different way. Cozy Glow wants to leave, but deciding this is easier than giving her the talk, Tara convinces her to stay. And she responds to the situation as you might expect.
So gross.
True, it is a bit of a messy act, but you'll find it's fun later on. What? Alright, fine. It was really just Chrysalis in disguise. And she was just sucking the love out of the creature, which could be taken another way, but a bunch of degenerates in the fandom have made it hard for me to have fun now! Anyway, the villains all sit down by the campfire and have a nice bonding moment over their trials to get up to the mountain and how terrible Twilight is.
I'm a pathetic pony princess. I made a detailed list of all the ways I'm a failure.
Personally, I think it's the most flawless impression Chrysalis has ever done. After they're done bonding, they go decide to take care of Rusty Bucket.
I'm okay!
And Chrysalis shows more ingenuity in her shapeshifting abilities, as well as showing just how useful those holes in her leg can be. And admittedly, they have an impressive callback to a moment they had earlier in the song. And thus, they finally reach the magical cave on top of Candy Mountain. That's just sitting there wide open. What's kept other ponies from finding this thing again? Ah, well, that would do it. After that spectacular failure, Cozy Glow suggests that Tarek take Chrysalis' magic to try to get strong enough to break through the barrier. Chrysalis takes this well.
Betrayal!
But eventually, Cozy Glow does convince her to let Tarek take her magic on the condition he gives it back. Unfortunately, even with that power, he's only able to make a hole small enough for Cozy Glow to fit through. Which is really rather convenient when you think about it, isn't it? Or maybe Grogar really is that cunning. No, I think it's just convenience. Especially since for all this supposed magical traps, Cozy Glow just grabs the bell. Again, not feeling very impressed by Grogar. What is impressive is that Tarek actually does give Chrysalis her magic back. Something that surprises them both.
I wasn't sure you were going to give it back.
Neither was I!
And then they have a sickeningly sweet talk about what they learned today.
All of these years, taking power from ponies.
When you use your power to help others.
Yes, it feels... No!
I love that scream from Chrysalis there. She truly is the best part of this episode. And oh, what a moment I could have fun with. Hey, Chrysalis, do you think you're a better villain than me?
No!
Do you think you're more attractive than me?
No!
Do you like working for Grogar?
No!
Could you pass the salt?
No!
Do you want?
A little bit of the bubbly.
No!
Do you love to go a-wandering beneath a clear blue sky?
No!
Should I keep going with this joke?
No!
Alright, fine. Well, maybe one more. Do you like all the shipping art between you and Shining Armor?
No!
Anyway, after that little moment, they come to the conclusion that Grogar is getting a little too powerful. Or, like me, they just don't find him that impressive. Either way, they decide the best option is to not give him the magical cowbell and tell him they failed in their mission when they return. Grogar takes it well. He then exits through the hole he just made in the wall. Was there always a hallway behind that wall and he just likes to Duke Phillips his way out of the room? Or did he luck out and there happened to be a storming hole? Of course, why am I questioning this? This is also the great and powerful villain whose biggest weakness is peripheral vision.
Whatever you command.
Forget about that old bell. You were right. We're so much more powerful when we work as a team.
Honestly, he stood right there in front of them. How did he not see the bell? Well, I guess he's just not as great and powerful as he'd like everyone to believe. After all, that is Trixie's slogan, and right now he's about as effective as her. Honestly, through all this, the trio never asked themselves the very simple question, why does he need them? Was it just to retrieve his bell, or is there something else? Because if it is more, then I would say they're the ones that really hold the power. But then again, maybe I've said too much. Well, whatever's going on, these three actually do make for a very delightfully fun trio, and I look forward to seeing their next misadventure. For now, though, I think I might have to go pay Chrysalis a little visit of my own.
And it's so easy when you're evil. This is the life you see. The devil tips his hat to